You on how
Hello and welcome to another episode of Kenan Concourse Convos. My name is Ben Doster. I'm with my co-host and favorite biomedical engineer, Zachary Lloyd Evans the first, the one and only.
Beast Week.
Oh man.
Had to get
So
the turkey gobble in.
yeah, this
Thanksgiving.
special Thanksgiving edition of the pod. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And obviously, gratitude and thanks to God for all He provides us and gives us. And I mean, every good and perfect gift we have comes from Him. That's what Scripture says. So
Mhm.
we want to give Him thanks. Also, want to make sure everybody's got their menu figured out for tomorrow and a good pair of sweatpants to slide into, and hopefully a good stock of toilet paper as well. And hopefully all the plumbing is good, but yeah, we don't want to go down too far down that rabbit hole. Uh yeah, man. Oh boy. The
And
Phil-
hopefully it's two ply. Unlike my family,
yeah,
my parents' house, they use single ply. Don't understand. Come on.
yeah. Maybe after this Thanksgiving, Zach, you'll finally get through to them. But yeah, but yeah, Charmin Ultra is not one of our sponsors, but we are extremely excited for today's episode. Obviously, it's state week, so culture versus agriculture. And Zach, do you know what they call a cute co-ed at NC State?
Oh gosh, what?
A visitor. So, oh man, this is and we'll have to ask Brett if they've heard about the library, but if he's
Yeah.
been to the library yet.
Ask him that question. Ask him.
Yeah, but Bryn Renner, former Carolina quarterback, current Tar Heel Sports Network radio analyst, is joining us. He's our very first guest. We're super excited to have him on the pod. And man, well, I can't imagine a better guest, Zach. I know you're hyped up. You got a fresh haircut, and yeah, my uniform's getting ironed and resized as we speak for Saturday. So I still have some eligibility left. I think they're gonna send me in there to cut block someone. Uh,
I wish my man Julius Peppers right here. I got the Julius Peppers jersey on. I wish he still had some eligibility.
that's not a Jeremiah Clark jersey.
Wow, that was good. He was good too.
Oh man, I remember when they tried to tell us that Jockey's Dumas was the next Julius Peppers. That's the biggest lie I've heard. I don't know if there's such thing as the next Julius Peppers. Oh my goodness. But hey, I know we're ready for the food. We're ready to give thanks, and I'm telling you, I got a lot of hate in my heart for Saturday though. Uh, and it's gonna be flying down in the basement of little Kenan, aka my my house. Uh but yeah, I can't imagine being that's gonna be a madhouse in Raleigh. Good heavens. Mercy, sakes alive.
I was looking at this is fun, but we were looking at ticket prices for the Virginia Tech game because this game actually matters to Virginia. And then I was looking at the ticket prices in Carter Finley, and it's actually the same price or even a little more expensive to go to Carter Finley to watch 6-5 NC State versus 4-7 North Carolina. And it's like, what the heck? Virginia's got a chance to go to the college football playoff if they win out, and yet, you know, they're still trying to
Yeah,
sell tickets.
yeah. And that'd be great for the ACC, a charter member. I mean, I can't stand UVA, not as much as you, of course, but that'd
Yeah.
be good for the conference. We need to get some recognition. I'm hoping Miami, as my mom was a former cheerleader there and alum, so I'm hoping Miami can get in. Georgia Tech kind of lost.
Pooped their pants.
Yep, 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 yep. Then, yeah. Hey, speaking of Charmin, um, so,
You got to
oh,
get that members mark two ply, that Sam's Club version.
oh gosh. Hey, you know what? I used to go to what BJ's. I guess the rival of Sam's Club, and I used to go up to their employees because it's Berkeley Jensen. I would ask him with deadpan, is Berkeley Jensen a good law firm? Do y'all recommend them? It drove my wife nuts. So, probably embarrassed the heck out of her. But hey, Carolina, our bowl aspirations are all but dashed, but there is a slim Lloyd Christmas 1 in a million chance possibility that we could possibly get in since I believe we have the highest or one of the highest APRs in the whole country. So if we can beat NC State and enough other teams lose that are on the bubble for a bowl, we might get to see the Tar Heels spend the Christmas holiday in somewhere in Canada or I don't know
I don't care where it is. I'll take it.
yeah. I mean, we might be playing the Montreal Alouettes or somebody in a bowl game. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, can you imagine another trip to Boston for the Fenway Bowl, Wasabi Fenway Bowl to
Please, no.
Oh man. So, barring some sort of miracle, Carolina's probably going to be sitting at home this postseason, which might be putting us out of our misery. But I will say I would have loved to have 15 extra practices for this crew, but we don't know what's going to happen with the transfer portal, who's leaving, who's staying, and um, yeah, Carolina's going to get a jump pretty early compared to a lot of teams to be able to start working to craft its recruiting board in the portal and begin putting its roster. Lombardi, this is he's got an opportunity to put something together. This is I think I heard Greg Barnes and the Inside Carolina folks talking about he needs to put a top 25 roster together, and I know that's uh, you don't need me to restate that, but a lot
Did
of
you see what he
pressure.
said in the radio show the other night?
Yeah, about he finally has learned what a Carolina football player is.
He learned what it means to be a North Carolina player, and I listened to the full radio show, and he was like basically saying it's actually good that we lost some of the close games because had we won, we'd be feeling more confident. But now that we've lost, we truly know what we need to go after in the offseason. I was like, what the heck?
Put that on the awful announcing for one of
Yeah, he's the
the.
worst.
Oh my goodness. Man. Whew. All right, Zach. So 6-5, NC State is hosting us. They're 3-4 in the ACC. And after a brutal 32-25 loss to Duke, we followed a 4-7, 2-5 in the ACC. So I feel like we had every opportunity in that Duke game.
Mm.
Just some initial takeaways before we dive into our preview of NC State and get to our interview with Bryn. Um, Man, the game started, it was very reminiscent of the first drive against TCU, where we go right down the field. I mean, against Duke, we ate up a ton of clock. I mean, really strong, grinded out drive. 13 plays, 75 yards, ate up 7 minutes to start the game. I mean, it looked great. We were firing on all cylinders. And then it just the mistakes start piling up, and their offense is potent. I mean, they have some players with Darian Mensah. I would say he's probably the best quarterback I've seen this season.
Mhm.
That Carolina's faced, and we've played some really good ones, man. Josh Hoover, um, and then Chandler Morris, just to name a couple of others. And then we made some other ones like really good who aren't that good. But the thing that was really frustrating was when we had the roughing the kicker penalty, and it probably
Mm.
shouldn't even been a roughing the kicker, probably should have just been running into the kicker. But you have to have the mental capacity, the awareness, the discipline to not even have contact with the kicker. And that they scored on the very next play, 14-yard pass from Mensah to their tight end Jeremiah Hasley. And I feel like that was just, oh man, that's just such a back-breaking type thing. I mean, we recovered from it, but that's the sort of stuff that's been happening this whole season, isn't it, Zach?
Yeah. Yeah, so real quick, shout out to the newlyweds, Ian and Claire. Glad I was part of their wedding, but sad I wasn't in Kenan. I made it through the wedding, and then as soon as the wedding was over, I turned the game on on my
Yeah.
phone. So
He didn't have
apologies to
the
them. Love you guys. And Hannah was a little frustrated for a second, but I was like, the game is happening 45 minutes down the road. It's killing me right now, so I had to watch. And so I was sitting at the dinner table and had some friends crowding around me watching as well. But um,
I
so
think
shut
I
up.
got in trouble at Nick's wedding for watching an NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it. I had to watch. And the thing about I'll talk about special teams both here. The roughing call and then giving up the fake field goal at the end. Joe Yock made a great point on the Carolina Insider podcast. I listened to his analysis with Jones and Adam, and I thought this was a really good, interesting point. And he asked, when is the last time you saw someone rush from the edge and actually block a field goal? Right? Like the only person I can think of that's ever done it that I can think of is Devin Hester, and like, but seriously, most of the time when you block a field goal, it comes from pressure up the middle, a low launch angle that somebody gets up and blocks it, or somebody jumps the line and blocks it.
Hmm.
So in both situations, what are we doing? Just lacking discipline there. Like we shouldn't have even rushed the edge. Like and the roughing call, Marcus Allen has to be smarter than that. And then
Hmm.
on the fake field goal, like we have to know that's coming. They already tried a trick play the previous drive.
That's what Belichick was known for among
Yeah,
being a defensive genius and just knowing the being a football savant. Like
yeah. We had to.
special teams is what he built his career on from the beginning.
Yeah, we have to be better than that. And like we didn't need to rush the edge there. And the kid probably wasn't going to make the field goal anyway. It's like, let's be honest, and we
Mhm.
give that up, and that was the game-winning touchdown. What if we had like stopped them or forced them? It's so disappointing. And then the onside kick to start the second half, that gave them a touchdown. And sometimes, it's good to try something like that. It's just disappointing that if other teams do it to us, it always works for them. And when we try something like that, it doesn't work. I don't
Mhm.
know what it is about putting on a Carolina uniform and having trouble with onside kicks, but
Mhm.
it's brutal to watch sometimes, man. It's really brutal to watch.
Yeah, I do want to commend our team for the resilience and effort that they showed for not rolling over. I mean, we were down
Absolutely.
17-7 and came back, took the lead. Um, yeah, I mean, that was just really incredible going up 25-24 with 13-13 left in the game.
Shout out to Jordan Ship.
Oh man.
Incredible catches,
Oh gosh.
incredible play on the 2 point conversion to bring that ball down.
You really have to give Gio his
Mm-hmm.
flowers, though. I mean, there was a stretch where he completed 11 of 12 passes. And that was during the third quarter. And I was just so proud of him. He had his best game.
Yeah, and he was tough. I mean, he was taking hits and he was standing there. He was tough. I think he finished 21 to 27, protected the football pretty well. Really disappointed on the last drive that I felt like the offensive line just decided they weren't going to block.
Uh,
And I just he as much as we've given him a hard time this year and Freddie Kitchens, I thought the offensive line really let us down there at the end, and we needed to up one. We needed to go down the field and score, and I mean, we ran the ball down their throat on the previous drive, and it's like, why not try to run the ball some more? I don't know.
yeah.
Really frustrating.
And you're not going to win either. Yeah, I think you mentioned it. Weird. I think you said the word discipline.
Mm.
You're not going to win when you have such a lack of discipline. Um, Obviously, Duke was talking a ton out there and getting in some cheap shots, but you have to be able to maintain self-control, and you're responsible for how you respond. Uh, and that's something I have to tell myself whenever I get fired up.
On a daily basis. That's how that I have to tell my toddlers that.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we had 12 penalties for 103 yards. Duke had three penalties for 27 yards. You tell me who's gonna be more likely to be victorious in that game.
Yeah, you want to hear another thing that I heard from? I think this was from Jones. First three games of the season, we had three penalties, five penalties, four penalties. The last three games, we've had 11 penalties, four penalties, 12 penalties, or something like that.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we should be getting better and more disciplined, and we're getting worse. And it's only going to get worse this weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said last week, Wake Forest was talking their junk, and we thought that was bad.
and
And I
nobody
said
wants
it's
to
going to
muck
get
it up
worse.
more than Doran and NC State. You know,
Yeah, it's going to get worse with Duke, and it did. And this coming week, they are going to bait you. And I promise you, that officiating crew in Carter Finley is you better just walk away. And they're gonna bait us into it. They're gonna bait us into it. The crowd's gonna throw things. They're gonna be nasty.
so we got to be disciplined and mentally
Yeah.
tough in that game. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and segue into it. Culture versus agriculture. UNC owns a 68 to 40 to 6 advantage in the series history, but State has won the last four. Dave Doran. Um, I mean, what can you say? Is 8-4 against UNC. My mom said if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Um, uh, God bless Dave Dorn. I hope he has a great Thanksgiving, but a terrible Saturday. I hope it's the worst Saturday of his life. And yeah, I mean, I've heard of some state fans wanting us to win so that they can send him out on his swan song. But why would they want to win? Why would they want us to win? Because I mean, Dave Doran, I mean, we're their Super Bowl every year. State is more worried about us than they are,
Their
anything.
own team.
Yeah, I mean, we live rent free, man, um, in their minds. So keys to the game, dude. I really think the biggest thing, CJ Bailey, fine quarterback, but Hollywood Smothers. Dude is averaging 90.7 yards rushing per game, which leads the ACC. If we can find a way, you don't have to stop him, but slow him down. Force, yeah, force State to throw the ball. Um, CJ Bailey's got 2,683 yards, 21 touchdowns. If we can somehow get to him, it seems like the last two games, Wake and Duke, they've game planned against Melcart and Tyler Thompson. Yeah, Melcart Abujade and Tyler Thompson, and have done a good job of denying our pass rush. So we got to figure out how to get our pass rush going again against State this weekend and get CJ Bailey uncomfortable, get him out of his rhythm, get some hits on him early, get him flustered. Those are some big keys. Zach, do you have any keys?
Yeah. I was gonna say it's been really disappointing how many rushing yards we've been giving up. I think the last two games we've given up well over 200 rushing yards, and we need to stop the run. We need to sell out to stop the run because um, when we force other teams to pass, we seem to do a little bit better. And State is 0-3 when they rush under. I mean, six. I think the stat was like under 60 yards, which is really low. But I think we can go a little higher, under 80 or under 100 yards. They have a really poor record. Um, and so we need to stop the run, and we need to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback, as you said. But Bailey can run, and I'm very worried about that. The key in this game is going to be getting pressure in a way that collapses the pocket, and you don't over pursue. Right. Sometimes our defensive ends can over pursue, and sort of as they try to run around the tackle or do sort of a rip or a swim around the tackle, they've run past the quarterback when he steps up in the pocket, and we need to find a way to keep leverage. Playing defense in football, our coach always talked about, you provide leverage with your inside hand, and you try to get to the quarterback with your outside hand, right? You have to maintain ground with your inside hand and push back the offensive line while also staying free on the outside to set the edge when you're playing defensive end. And so that's going to be huge in this game because they've got a lot of speed on the edge, quarterback, running back, right? We got to set the edge, we got to collapse the pocket, and we got to get back there.
No one knows this, but Zach was in contention to be Tim Cross's replacement. let's get this work, huh? Um,
Let's
yeah.
get this work.
So if Carolina plays, this is what I wrote. If Carolina plays the way it did in the second half on offense against Duke for a complete game, the Tar Heels will have a puncher's chance to beat State on Saturday. Um, and you know what? Dave Doran, especially when he had Peyton Wilson, I mean, they had some stout defenses. He doesn't have Peyton Wilson anymore, though. They this is not that caliber of a defense.
Mm-mm.
This is not one of his better defenses. They allow 29.7, almost 30 points a game, which is 14th in the ACC in terms of points allowed per game, and they are 16th in the ACC in yards allowed per game at 435.2. So this is not one of their better defenses. So if we can play like we did in the second half against Duke, man, I like our chances. And then just need the defense to get back to the level that it was playing at that four-game stretch of Cal, UVA, um, let's see, Syracuse and Stanford. That's what we need. That's what we need on Saturday. Um, Packer, the Packer led by senior linebacker Fordham, who I believe leads the ACC in tackles at 118 tackles. So that's a name
That's right.
to be on the lookout for. Zach, do you have any more thoughts leading into this game?
Yeah, I mean, State has like the 104th, I think I looked it up, 104th ranked total defense. They're giving up 291 passing per game, 144 rushing per game. I mean, we're definitely not going to hit 291. If we hit 291 yards passing, then we would have scored 8 touchdowns. I mean, gosh. Um, but we need to run the ball. That's another thing that we haven't been doing is we haven't been running the ball very
It's in
well.
our bio, man.
I know. Run the
You
dang
got
ball.
that.
Run the dang
You
ball.
have a tattoo.
You got to be able to run the ball when the other team knows that you're going to run the ball, and and which they do every time we go under center. They know we're going to run the ball. Um, but we need to, this is time to open up the playbook as much as we can possibly open it with Freddie Kitchens. Get this win. I mean, as you said, it's not likely, but there's not a non-zero chance that if you win, you get to a bowl. And I know that people are like, bowls don't matter anymore. I don't care. I like watching my team play. I don't care how bad they are. It's fun to be able to say they made it to a bowl and to be able to watch them one more time. And for the seniors to be able to play one more time. Like, I don't care what everybody says about they don't matter because of money and all that. Just let the seniors play and have fun. And I just enjoy watching my team play one more time. Like,
I feel the same.
you
Zach, how do you feel about the game Saturday? Be
this game,
optimistic?
I'm always optimistic.
I was gonna say,
uh, I I think that I mean my score prediction would be 31-27 heels. I'm gonna go with
yeah,
that. I'm
I've
gonna
got us 30 to 27, so we're right there, man.
Yeah, there you go. I just think that I mean everything is pointing in NC State's favor, obviously. But there's just something about sort of
Rival
being down
games.
and out and being scrappy and having nothing to lose. And if like, I just hope that we come ready for a fight and
Mhm.
we settle it between the lines and between the whistles. We let State get in trouble all night. Um, but man, I would really like to send some of these seniors out on a high note, especially somebody like
Yeah.
Will Hardy and Kobe
Oh man,
Pursuer. So
definitely. Um, so State's a 7.5 to 8.5 point favorite, depending on where you're looking. It's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff this Saturday on the ACC network, not the C Dub. We're on the ACC network this time, so um, hitting the big time, man. Uh, Prime time kick. No, ACC network's still pretty budget production when you compare it to some of these other outlets. But we'll take it. I'm glad we're on TV. I'm glad we get to watch them. And you know, I think we got a good opportunity to win. And I think it's going to come right down to the wire and be an exciting game. Um, I just, this this season has failed to meet expectations in a lot of ways, but um, which is obviously really disappointing. I mean, I think you said 10 wins, I said 8 wins. And I mean, Bill Belichick, I mean, there was just incredible, astronomical expectations surrounding his hire. And it was just such a polarizing thing to bring someone of his history and notoriety in to run our program. It was definitely a giant experiment, but it's been uh, very disappointing and um, just a real head scratcher. So uh, I would like to be able to. I don't think a win Saturday is going to completely wash the bad taste of this season out of our mouths, but it's something that would restore some pride back to
Mm,
the program, especially given the fact that, like we said earlier, we've lost four in a row to NC State, which to me is unacceptable. And should be acceptable to every other Tar Heel fan, especially when you see the talent uh, that we've been bringing in, those that we've had on our roster those four previous seasons, and just the way we've kind of let games slip out of our hands. Um,
yeah. Yeah. Really dramatic ways of losing the past few years. It's been very, very, very frustrating. But yeah, I mean, at some point you got to play for pride and you got to say enough is enough. And we need to come out ready to play and win, and build some momentum from next year, right? It's super important to build momentum and beat your rival. And how many times has State considered themselves to have had a successful season even when they were bad just because they beat Carolina, right? And
and I don't ever want that to be the metric that we use for success, because I
sure.
want us to be able to compete for championships. I want us to be in contention for the ACC every year. Um, And oh, our guest has arrived. He is in the waiting room. Let's let him in. Bryn Renner. There he is. Hey, Bryn.
Well, I gotta unmute. What's up, guys? Ben, Zach, how we doing?
Good.
Good. How are
How are
you?
you?
Doing great. I like that background, Ben. I need to get that from you.
Oh man, yeah, I'll send it to you. Um, yeah, this picture was taken. Zach and I and my brother and Zach's wife and I think your father-in-law. We
Yeah,
were
that's right. My
all at
father-in-law.
the. It was the Carolina Duke game when Chaz Surratt made the interception on. They tried
Hmm.
to pop pass on the goal line. So I'm sure you were watching
Yeah.
that game.
Man, I love that. It was like Duke was going to score and Chaz picked it off. And I was like, man, my emotions flipped within 30 seconds because it was like, oh man, we're gonna lose the game. And then Chaz makes that play. That was incredible. And
Uh,
Zach, is when is yours from?
Yeah, mine is from the San Diego State game.
Ah, I
Yeah,
gotcha. That is
yeah,
nice.
yeah. When we
Yeah.
so
had the stripe out, so I think I graduated 2016. So you were a little ahead of me. We overlapped a little bit, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I think this was
Nice.
the San Diego State game, and
Hmm.
Tim Scott had the pick in the end zone to seal it.
Yep. I remember that one. Yeah, that was like the left side of the end zone where the away tunnel is.
Yeah, yeah.
Brian
That's right.
Walker,
Yep.
I played.
Brian Walker had a pick six that game too.
Yeah, the like 100-yard pick six return, and Tim Scott.
Yeah.
I played against Tim Scott in high school, so that was pretty fun to be
Yeah.
both of us from Virginia and to see him get that pick to seal it off. That was pretty exciting.
Look at us,
Yes.
two Virginians on this call tonight.
Yeah. We got some Virginia ties, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm actually based out of Charlottesville, so I
Okay.
uh, I was born and raised a Tar Heel. My dad and my wife's dad were both at Carolina when Michael Jordan was there. So
Wow.
I was brainwashed from the womb, but born and raised in Charlottesville, have been surrounded. I'm like the Grinch, I'm like the Grinch, surrounded by all the little who's in Whoville. Yeah,
Yeah. At
crazy.
least you're
They
not
drive me
surrounded
freaking
by
crazy.
Hokies. At least you're not surrounded by Hokies. It could be worse.
True,
Oh
true,
man.
true.
Well, Brad, welcome to the podcast and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you giving us some of your time and yeah, man, I know this close to a holiday, so that really means a lot. And I know you got a big game to get ready for this weekend. So
Or fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not calling the game this weekend. Um, I chose to look. me and NC, this is how bad I hate state. I don't know if you guys saw it online, but I made a huge stink about it. But yeah, I can't go to Carter Finley. I just can't do it. They were
I
trying to
can't
get
do
me
it
to
either.
go. I was like, I just,
You'd
it's
have
not
to
going to
hold your
end.
breath the whole game.
I know. I just couldn't. They would instigate me, and then it would not be good for my mental or physical health.
Jones would have to hold you back.
That's
Brent,
right, and that's what he said. He's like, I don't want Bryn to go to jail, and I was like, yeah, I don't want Bryn to go to jail either.
oh
I
boy.
think we're good.
Oh man. Oh geez.
Yeah. So.
Wow. You could start a prison league. No, I'm kidding. So Brent, on a not so serious note, how do the renters do their turkey on Thanksgiving? Do you deep fry it? Do you put it in the oven? Do you smoke it? What do y'all do, man? Or do y'all even have turkey?
We're kind of old school. I'll tell you a good story that we can talk about is every Thanksgiving. So the players, when we were usually playing state at this time, the players would all come to my house or my parents' house, and so which was really cool. Which are memories that you kind of you miss, right? So like one year it was all my roommates came over because you usually have practice on that Thursday. So you have a practice in the morning, and then you have like a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 hour window where then you have to come back and go to the team hotel for Friday and Saturday. So you really don't have a Thanksgiving, but it's really cool when people invite you over. And so my parents moved to Chapel Hill in 2010 because I was playing football and baseball at the time. And so there was some guys that we were like, I was like, hey, because the coaches always offered to go to their coach's house, and you want to kind of get away a little bit, and so I was like, Mom, we're gonna have like 20 to 25 people come over. Is that all right? And she's like, oh my gosh, really? Like this would be so much fun. So it kind of became that tradition where most of my teammates came to our house. So that was really cool. But
Um,
for this year, I'm at my fiance's house, so we're kind of hanging out here and doing it. But guys, being a dumb football player, they don't want me in the kitchen. So like I'm like I stay
You're
away
there to
from
eat,
all
right?
things. I'm just there to eat,
That's right. That's
eat and
right.
watch,
That's
eat, watch, and talk football. That's it.
Bryn. My wife has a degree, has a master's from UNC in Southern food history. They offer that at
Wow.
Carolina, and so my job is to compliment her as she cooks, and I just eat. It's awesome.
See, that is a smart man right there. Like that's what I do. I'm like, you guys are better than this than me. I could try, it's gonna be awful, but like I'd rather let the pros do it. They don't come on the football field and help me. So like, it's just one of those things.
so hey, let's get into some serious football talk.
Sure.
We got a few questions. Brandon, you really enjoyed a successful career at Carolina. Spent a few years in the NFL. Joined Coach Davis on his staff at FIU, which I'm sure was a cool experience. And now you've taken your talents and knowledge of the game to the broadcast booth. You're part of the Tar Heel Sports Network as a radio analyst. How has your experience as a player, as a coach, prepared you for where you're at now as a radio analyst? And Zach threw in a bonus. What are you most proud of?
Yeah, it's great questions, and it's honestly been the coolest journey ever. If you would have told me as a kid, growing up, just being a ball boy for my dad, who was a high school football coach for 40 years, I get a chance to play for him, and then go to Carolina, and it's just a huge blessing. I think my only goal in life, honestly, was just to get good enough to be a college quarterback, and then to have the career I had after, and to bounce around the NFL teams. And I tell people this all the time. I feel like I got my PhD in how to be a professional, in any facet of work. And then I'm just so grateful and so blessed with the relationships that I've had, and the experience in football. And then going on to coach with Coach Davis was a dream as well. I mean, he recruited me when I was 18, and I got cut from my last team, which was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was a dark day. It was like my fifth team, and
Oh,
that's when the Canadian League calls you, and you're like, ah, man, do I want to go to Canada? And I remember calling my dad, and I was like, you know what, man, I think, I played in the last preseason game, and did pretty well, and ended up still getting cut, and I'm like, man, my body hurts. I'm just kind of like, where am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And ended up, Coach Davis got the job in November, and he called me, and he's like, do you want to come to coach with me? And I'm like, man, it felt like I was getting recruited all over again. So it was a really cool experience to be with him for 5 years. And we built up FIU to a really good program at the time, and set some records there. And guys, I really thought I was going to coach for 30 years. I really did. It was kind of in my blood. And at the time we went 1-11, and I was looking for a job, and I could have gone to the NFL with TJ, and he offered me a job there, and well, the Buffalo Bills as a quality control. And I just wanted to take a step back. And so I think that was the time in my life where I was just like, man, 30 years of football, which I still love. And obviously, um, and to answer your question, I found a passion with the broadcasting. And I really do. I enjoy, there's been opportunities where I could do it at a higher level, and I just love watching Carolina. It's like one of those things where if I only want to watch one team. I'm sorry, like that's in my
I
blood. It's
agree.
like I only want to pull for one. Like I don't like no offense, I don't want to go to a Thursday night and do a Central Michigan Eastern Michigan game. Like I don't have that in me. I want to do Carolina versus State, or I like want to do Carolina versus Duke. I want to watch Carolina. Like you just have those. It's the only team I want to cover, and so it's been a great experience. I'm so blessed, and I'm just really fortunate, and working alongside Jones Angel, I can't say enough about how good he is, and we're so blessed to have that guy. I mean, his ability to do basketball and football and to remember all those names and do the cue cards is like I'm sitting there as a fan, and I'm like, Jones, I'm just a huge fan of yours. And like
Yeah,
it's incredible how he remembers all those names. And guys, it's been a great journey for me, and I'm so blessed to have the Carolina family and get to still do stuff like this.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I totally agree, Bryn. People like I love the game of football. I love sports, but ultimately I'm a Carolina football fan. Like I do not care to
Yeah,
watch even the big games, even the big games on TV that everybody else is watching. I'm like, who cares? Tar Heels aren't playing. You
it's
know?
right. It's right.
Yeah. He'll call me during the week of like a bye week. He's like, man, I just wish Carolina was playing this
Even
week.
even
That's
even a
it.
season even a season like this, I'm like, man, I just wish the Tar Heels were playing.
It is. I know. I only want to watch them. I wish they were on every night. Like even now it's basketball, so I watched St. Bonnie's last night, but it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like when you only have one affiliation for a team, it's like you're so up into it, and like I'll sit there for 4 quarters and be so invested, and then I'll watch another game and I'll be like, oh, I forget what the score is, or something like that, or
yeah,
and so it's really cool to have that experience, and for me, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
awesome. Brent, I got a question for you. You mentioned sort of that feeling of being recruited, recruited by Coach Davis and doing it with the coaching. And so I just want to talk about the recruiting. There's a lot of talk about recruiting constantly. And here, as we sort of quickly approach signing day this coming week, at least the early signing day, which is the true signing day now, and then
Yeah.
the portal and all that, a lot of kids are highly recruited and then don't pan out for whatever reason, right? You were highly recruited and you had tremendous success. I guess, can you sort of speak to like why you chose Carolina and then what enabled you to continue to develop when, some kids make it and some kids don't?
Yeah, of course. It's a great question. I love when this question gets asked, I was very fortunate to have a really good support system around me. So when I was getting recruited, Coach Davis was there, and it was his second recruiting cycle. So really, it was his first time to actually have a full year of seeing how the team was, and pretend like Coach Belichick just went through this year, and then he's coming around to the next February. So that was my recruiting class, and I remember, look, guys, I played receiver for my first 2 years, so like I didn't have much quarterback film. I only had 1 year, and I started taking my visits, and actually went to Duke first and saw Coach Cutcliffe, and then I went to Carolina, and guys, I stepped on campus and was like electric, and I really say this. It was like you get your first girlfriend. It like felt like the same thing. Like you felt like, hey, this is like the place I want to go. Like this is who I want to be with, and the people I want to be with, and it was really special. And I remember it was a spring practice, and I was with my parents, and we took a good long hard look around the schools, um, and it was just such an exciting time. And I remember my mom being like, "Now we have a ton of schools to go to. Are you sure this is it?" And I'm like, "Mom, this is it. I want to change the program." And I think I really didn't think about it at the time because you're 18. Like I was 18, I didn't really know what change the program means, and so I just knew there was the people were great. It was an atmosphere that I really enjoyed, and Coach Davis was on the precipice of something really special. And then John Shoop was a big focal point for that. And I'll give Coach Shoop credit. I wanted to go somewhere where I could develop mentally and get ready for the NFL. And at the time, John Shoop was at the time he was the youngest offensive coordinator ever in the NFL at 32 years old, and he came, had some different stops along the way, but came back to do college. And I remember just sitting there, and I was like, man, this guy's a sponge full of knowledge, and I want to be around him. And it was the best thing for my journey. I wouldn't have been able to play in the NFL at all if I didn't learn how a pro needed to prepare. And so we hit it off, and he is just a phenomenal football coach. And I went because of the people, and I left saying this place is incredible. And I said this, on LinkedIn. They did a like kind of article about me doing the broadcasting. And it was a 4-year decision, and it ended up being a 40-year lifetime decision where you can build relationships like I'm with you guys tonight. And it's really, really special, and the place is incredible. It's just a joy to be a Tar Heel. And to answer the second part of your question, I know I'm getting long-winded, but this
That's
topic is
great.
really
That's great. Keep going.
this topic's really special to me. It's really special to me. Look, guys, my journey was different. I was a heavily recruited kid, and um, never really sat the bench in my life. And for 2 years, I sat behind TJ Yates, and we ended up becoming best friends and roommates at the time. And so you're battling it out, and you're kind of not seeing the progress, and you want to start, and you have all these frustrations inside of you, but never once did it cross my mind to transfer. Never once did it cross my mind to quit. Never once did it cross my mind to get better and compete with somebody that I had the utmost respect for. I mean, heck, we wanted to tear each other's head off. We're playing Wii golf, and we're competing at that because we're in a heavy quarterback competition. But he made me so much better because he saw me studying, he studied. I saw him studying, he studied, and then we just ended up being like, "Hey, man, let's just do this together and let's help each other." And that was the 2 years of my life that was my favorite time of being a Tar Heel, because I got better and I saw progress. I gained weight in the weight room. I did everything I needed to do to get ready to play. And I firmly believe God was telling me, "Hey, man, you're not ready because you're not big enough. You're not strong enough." I was 185 pounds coming into college playing baseball. I started at first base. I started in baseball before I started in football, which is crazy. And so I learned so much in those 2 years of growth, and I recommend that to every single athlete, because you need to get physically and mentally and spiritually and like socially prepared to go play college football, especially nowadays, because they're going to expect so much of you. Um, and I sat, and I was the best thing for me. I sat 2 years and then started the next three, which was an incredible experience. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, going through it was really tough, but nowadays people don't want to strain, and people don't want grit. They want the satisfaction. Well, that's not how the real life works. That's not how God works either. Like he's not going to give it to you. He's going to want to see you persevere. And I hate when I see kids transfer, because in those 2 years of growth, I've used that still today of fighting and kind of, hey, it didn't go my way. I got to get better. Hey, what can I work on, Coach Shoup? What can I work on, Coach Davis? Is it my time yet? And then when your time comes, you're actually prepared for those moments. And it was so much fun going through that process. I love reliving it. But what disappoints me is, like, we're going to have kids that leave the program that never get a chance to stick it out. Because, and I also say this, because I'm going to put my coaching hat on now. If you stay and everyone leaves, doesn't that open up a roster spot? So think about that. If you just stick it out, right? Like I always tell people, well, Coach, I want to transfer. Like, I had all these people come up to me, Coach, I want to transfer. Well, where are you going? Did they recruit you when you're 18? Do they know everything about you?
Yeah.
Do they really love you as a human being and want to see you succeed? And if everyone else leaves because they have those thoughts, you might be the number one guy. So
Yeah.
I got that from my dad, because he was coaching people, and he's like, I heard it on the phone talking to somebody, and he's like, man, if you just stick it out and grind it out and show them you're progressing, and people believe in front of you, you might be the starter. And I
Yeah.
always say, last thing I'll say is, I always say it might be better to walk on at your favorite school, because eventually you'll rise up to the top if you're good enough. And so, this is just my 2 cents, but the way of college football, and look, I saw, one of the questions, it was, you want to get back in coaching? Heck yeah, I would love to be back in coaching, but not the way the landscape is now,
Mm.
because you can't really develop a young man.
Man,
Yeah.
that's oh gosh. Brandon, it sounds like you and I had similar experiences on our official visits. I can. Mine wasn't official. Mine
You're
was
Hey,
hilarious. You're hilarious,
tour.
bro.
I always do, man. I always
Uh,
wanted to go to Colorado. It
real,
was
real,
fun blood.
real
Uh,
quick here, real quick, Ben, before you ask the next question, I was just say, Bryn, I really appreciate your answer because as a fan, like as you know, as fans that
sorry, it froze.
did not act. What was that?
did we lose him?
Am I frozen or is he frozen?
I think Brent's frozen.
Uh
That's okay.
oh,
Oh,
he's back.
Sorry.
he's
All right,
back.
we're back. We're back.
You're
Sorry,
good.
we
You're good. You're
froze.
good.
All right, good. We're back. Let's do it.
Good. I was gonna say, as a fan who did not get to go on these fun official visits, especially as Tar Heels, I think, I remember, being a fan of the team even before getting to school. Like I said, you were there a little bit before me, and like appreciating your development, like as a fan and as a fellow student, and the people like you think about Trubisky,
Hmm.
and his 1 year, or basketball, right? The Luke Mays of the world that we fall in love with because they develop and they stay, and you just
Yeah.
fall in love. The RJ Davises of the world because they
Hmm.
stay all 4 years, right? It's really plaguing college sports, and as a fan, it's been very challenging, and I love your answer because it's exactly right. And from a fan, I don't know if the players ever think about this. I don't know if you can speak to this, but from the players' perspective, do they ever understand like the fans love them when they stay and what that means to the culture and the brand?
Yeah, it drives me nuts when people leave, man, because they don't get to have relationships like this. Like, guys, I thoroughly enjoy hanging with you guys. I enjoy going to the stadium every single day because those people and guys like yourselves, like we crossed paths going through the pit, and you saw me when I was a dummy 18-year-old kid. Now you get to see me as a 35-year-old man and being like, I love this place because the place and the experience, it's like you can't really describe it, but once you graduate, you feel the love of the Carolina family.
Mhm.
And because you guys saw me when I was 18, man. And you guys saw me, go through the injuries and persevere and that's passion. That's what I don't know.
Mhm.
When people leave, I have such a hard time.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, where are you going to go that you're going to get this type of love? Like, I'm
Yeah.
serious. And I've been around a lot of college campuses and things like that. There's just nothing like Chapel Hill. And to your point, is like fans. Like, I take Wilson for example. Like, I love that kid. Like, I
Yeah.
love watching him play. I love his energy. He loves Carolina. I love kids like that. And it's tough to, like, the Drake Mays of the world. That guy stayed and picked us. And
Mm-hmm.
the Sam Howells of the world. Like, the guy stayed and picked us. And you're a people's champ for forever.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing. And people don't realize once you stick it out with Carolina, like, there's nowhere you're gonna go that's gonna have that type of experience. So it's a
Yeah.
great point.
The Carolina family is just different. I agree. Brent, I want to be cognizant of your time and respect that.
We got plenty of time. All the cooking's done. I told you all the cooking's done.
Oh
Oh,
man.
that's
Okay.
awesome.
Well, you're very kind and generous to be on the call and give us so much of your time. So thank you. So after the weight game, by the way, man, I got two losses that night. I don't know if you listened to our last episode, but food poisoning from the Demon Dogs that night. So, dude, it
Man,
was
dude.
brutal. It was brutal. My dad took me to the game for my birthday, so we were so excited, and then we watched what. Well, I'm not going to even talk about the product.
Yeah, we know what happened.
Shout out Reese Verhoff. Uh, but yeah. So Zach gave me the rundown of your post game breakdown.
I loved your
Mhm.
rant post game. I was getting so fired
Sorry,
up.
man. Oh man, I was losing it.
So
I'm sorry.
he
Sometimes I get going.
no man, Zach and I get fired up, and we just keep feeding, throwing gas on the fire. So yeah. So you were pretty fired up, and you were talking about how we need to create a culture that takes opponents and rivalries more seriously, and that's been an issue for Carolina across the board in all sorts of sports for a
Mhm.
while now. So if you can find the remedy that cures that, I mean, good grief, they might send you to I don't know, work for the CDC or something. But um, so as a former player and leader at Carolina, how do you do that? What does this game against State mean to you? I mean, I can already tell it means something if you don't want to go to Carter Finley on Saturday to be in the big. And could you please share some of your highlights from competing in this rivalry, playing against the Wolfpack, and what it was like? I mean, I remember watching the All Access of the 2012 game that Go Heels put out, and just being, and just watching that game myself. And then Zach was at that game, but
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Bryn, I have to tell you, I told all of my
real
friends
quick,
I would tell you this.
real quick,
Oh man.
what would a win over NC State on Saturday mean for this program at this point moving forward? I know I just gave a Tommy Ashley paragraph style question. I love Tommy Ashley. I think he's awesome, but
Yeah.
I'll
yeah,
let you answer and then I gotta give you my fun fact at the end.
No, I need a fun fact to start.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
do
okay.
that.
Okay.
This
The
is
fun
good.
fact was I was the student in the front row that Gio jumped into my arms when he ran the punt back.
Let's
So
go. That's
if
awesome.
you watch the clip, I had the light blue shirt, hat backwards, and Gio comes right up to me. He was crying, I was crying. It was my freshman
This is
year.
awesome, man.
So I
I
had to
got
tell you, I told the
goosebumps.
boys I would tell you that. So
I got goosebumps. That's so cool. I love that. I love that. You got to screenshot that and send it to me for
oh yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Zach
definitely will.
also proposed to his wife at Kenan Stadium,
Yeah,
so
I proposed to my wife right there in that spot at Kenan Stadium.
Let's go, Zach. Dude, man, I love you, man. This is freaking awesome. This is awesome. I love this. Um, yeah, so wow, man, I just got goosebumps. I'm just thinking about Gio running
you
down
got
the
any
sideline,
eligibility left,
man.
man?
I tell you guys, if I could go out there, well, here's what I can guarantee you. I know we would win. If I would be in a
I
if I
love
had
it.
to be in a wheelchair for the next 2 years, and you said, "Hey, you got to be in the wheelchair for the next 2 years," but you get to beat state, I'd do it. That's how
Bro,
much
I'll
I
give you
care.
both my
I
knees.
love that. I love how to, so yeah, Bryn, how do we create that culture in the rest of the team? Like Ben was asking.
Yeah, um, it's a great question, and I think you know, look, I think I'm old enough and I've been around enough to make some of these comments that I will say, and I'm not being overly critical. I just kind of see it as what needs to change, and I think just being a former quarterback and a leader, I'm just doing exactly what I see and what I would do. So I'm telling people what I would do and what I did. And look, we did not beat NC State for 5 years, and when I was there, and so we lost in. I was a starter in 2011. We went there. I got a concussion. It was
Mm,
Carter Finley. It was not my best game.
I remember
Um,
that. Yeah.
Left early, and they were hitting me, and it was like, man, welcome to the rivalry, and
Mm,
that pissed me off. Like I'm
yeah.
still pissed to this day. Like I that's and so from that point forward, I was like, never again, man. So we beat them the next 2 years, and so it was an experience that you really can't tell anybody until you're in it. And you guys know as fans um, how deep it is and how entrenched you are in it. And I think what something that struck me um, is we have 61 players that are not from the state of North Carolina.
That's
That's
ridiculous.
it. That's ridiculous and disappointing to me. And excuse me, I was blessed to have a lot of guys in the locker room that told me how big this rivalry was. They were from Raleigh. They were Carolina fans through and
Yeah.
through growing up as kids, and their only dream school was Carolina. Like that's the only place they wanted to go. So when you're in the locker room with a bunch of those guys that are from the state, you turn into a madman about the rivalry. You turn into, this is the only thing that matters. And we used to have guys stand up the night before the game and talk about how passionate and how bad they wanted to kick their butts. And when I was watching the Wake game, I felt like a part of my soul was just going away because it was like I feel like we're getting punked here. We don't understand what this means. We don't understand like you're in the state of North Carolina. We dominate. The interlocking NC is we're the only school that has the NC inside like as its main logo. Like that means a lot to me, guys. Like that is something that I used to tell our players and tell my teammates, hey man, like this means different. Like this is a lot. Because if you think about this, like we have a rivalry with Duke in basketball. The football one's okay. Like the Bell's great, but then we're the only school that has another rivalry with State. So like you really have like the basketball team has Duke, the football team has State, and like there's so many things going on, but they want a piece of us. And so I just it's like a high school feel, and it's kind of the last couple of years have been puzzling because I feel like we have gotten punked, and
Mhm.
I don't like that, and I think when you have 4 quarters and you understand how much it means to somebody else, especially your opponent, it drives you in the offseason, it drives you like it motivates me like. When I said those comments about NC State, you should see my Twitter right now, and I'm motivated. I will go play right now. So
Mm,
they didn't have to do anything. Like
That's
I'm already
hilarious.
ready. So let's go to
Brent,
work. Let's go play. So I think from a leadership standpoint, we have to identify that this is an issue within our program that
yeah,
we have to understand how much it means. And I'm talking about from fans to players to coaches to alumni. We have to be supportive and we have to go into this mindset where we're not losing to them. And we're talking about it in January, not just when the game comes. And we're making sure every recruit understands your sole job is to beat these teams within your state. And so, look, I'd come out the broadcast booth. If they told me right now I can go play, I'd drive there right now. And I'd sit in the stadium. We better be ready to go, boys.
mm.
They might. You've got G League NBA players going back to college to play college basketball now.
I saw that. I saw that. It's wild.
Oh man,
Absolutely wild.
speaking of NC State, Brent, I don't know if you watched the news this week, but their library burned down. Both books were destroyed, and one of them hadn't been colored in yet. I don't know if you'd heard about that. So
Are you being serious?
I'm just messing around.
Oh, man. I was going to make a funny comment. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, man,
I
that
said both
sucks.
books.
He said both books.
Both books were
Oh, both
destroyed,
books. I was like,
and one of them hadn't been colored in yet.
oh, I'm about to tweet that out tonight with all these people on my Twitter.
You're going to get in trouble.
I've been,
I, uh,
yeah, red for their necks, white for their underwear. No, I don't know.
That's hilarious. What was
oh,
I want to go
I
back.
think I'm too far. I've got three of my groomsmen were state fans, but I took
Uh,
pride in making them wear Carolina blue ties. So
good.
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Zach, did you have a question?
Well, I was just going to follow up with the original question you asked. Were there any particular moments? I know we sort of talked about Gio's punt return, but any particular moments from the rivalry game that stand out to you that you look back and you're like, man, that was an awesome moment. Any highlights?
Yeah, I mean, the Geo punt return, man, it was electric. That's the loudest I've ever heard Kenan.
Oh,
Obviously, you got the hug and man, I got the tears. That was my roommate at the time. We were roommates together, and I remember it was his birthday, man, and like that was all culmination of just like his hard work and all of our entire program needed that at play, and it was just him going down the sideline, Jones Angels call, and
Yeah.
just keep watching that. Like it's just it's iconic in Carolina history, and to be a little bit part of that was incredible. But I think a little bit about that game, and there's one more game that I want to talk about. I think how much it means was look, we had to come back in that game. We were down 14 points in the fourth quarter, and we had two scoring drives to tie it up. And it was one of the coolest back and forth games. And I remember it was like an overcast day, and like everybody was just into it, and we were making plays and just being a part of the rivalry when it's back and forth. Like I remember, Mike Lennon is actually was he lived like 10 minutes away from me in Virginia.
oh man.
And he beat me in high school when I was a junior and he was a senior. And so that was the first time we were going to start against each other. Was 2012, and we went back and forth, and like he threw for 350, and I threw for 350, and it was a microcosm of the region final game that we had
Oh,
my junior year, his senior year in high school,
Mm.
like literally the same game, and they ended up beating us in high school, and then we ended up beating them in college, which was like it was just unreal how crazy that is, and we still talk about it to this day, and one more memory. That was my last game as a Carolina Tar Heel. Was the game we played in 2013. So I take off up the middle. I slide and I got late hit, and
mm,
I tore my labrum and fractured my scapula, and that was like the last game I played. So they
yeah.
basically told me I was done. I was, hey, look, you can't get your shoulder back in, and I was like, no, I'm not done. I'm going back in. So it's the fourth quarter. We're trying to ice the game. We're up by, I think it's like almost 2 scores. So we just need a first down. And I told him I can go back in. I take my last snap, throw it to TJ Thorpe, 6 yard completion, jog off the field, and that's the last thing I ever did. And so, that's how much it meant to me. Like my career was over. Like I knew I had to get surgery the next day. Like they basically told me, hey man, like you can't do any more damage, but can you throw? And I was like, I mean, shoot, I'll cut off my arm. I'll do it. I don't care. And basically, it basically was. I was like, if it's gonna get cut on tomorrow, I might as well just do it now. Like, call the snap, do it to him. And I remember jogging off the field and to see that sea of red to walk out. That's
It
all
was
I cared
awesome.
about. Like, I could still like even when you put me in my grave, I could just see those people walking out and pissing them off. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That was worth it. Like to go in with you with no shoulder, like I'm good. And the crazy thing is, and I do respect them for one thing. When I got hurt, they cheered. And that's when you know you're part of the rivalry. Cause I was like, good. At least you know I was a good enough player to remember me, dude. Like you got it.
That's
So
awesome.
I got a lot of respect, boys, but
Oh
I
man,
got some scars that I want to get back. So we'll get
dude.
them. We'll get them one day.
Yeah, as a former Tar Heel player, what are the most important areas of improvement for this team in the off season? Obviously, I know the NIL and the portal. There's going to be a lot going on there, and we don't know who's leaving or staying or that sort of thing. But what do you scout for in those areas in terms of like areas of improvement from your perspective? Why do you think Carolina fans should be hopeful for the future, especially after a really what's been a disappointing season that's failed to meet expectations?
Yeah, I think to answer your last question first, I think the optimism comes because you believe in the kids.
Yeah,
And I think that's the biggest thing is like you guys probably supported me through the good and the bad.
Mhm.
And I think I want to return the favor. And I think that's the biggest thing is like what's great about this fan base is that they're with you. And I think that's we're going to be with whoever's playing on Saturday. And I think
hmm
that's the coolest thing that I can say is I want to be one of the supporters, not the negative
yeah.
guys. I
There's
think
enough negativity out there.
yeah, and I think it's kind of tough to have that balance because you care so much. And I said this like, I have a niece and a nephew. I don't have kids, but it's like I know as being like a son to my dad, he was more of like disappointed when I didn't play well. It wasn't like he wasn't going to stop being my dad. It was just like, hey man, I'm just disappointed we didn't give our best. And
Mm,
that's kind of how I saw this season is like, man, we had more in the tank. Like, is that the best we can do and things like that. So I think I'm never going to stop supporting the team. I think it's always going to be how can we get better and how can we improve, and I think this is going to be a critical year for us to do that.
yeah,
Um, Ways that we can improve that I saw is obviously, I, I think I think having an offensive identity is a big thing that we need to kind of improve on. I don't think it's even about personnel decisions. I think we need to understand who we want to be as a program offensively. And I think that starts at the quarterback position. I think it starts at other spots and we can improve. And I think one thing I always say is like I'm not there every single day. I wish I was. I wish I was in the building, but I'm not. And so those guys get paid enough money to do their job. And if they're not doing their job, then we're gonna find somebody else. So um, and I've been in this profession long enough to know that. And I think one thing that is hopeful is I know there's going to be things that look, the off season is going to be critical, right? It's going to be transfer portal recruits, and obviously we're doing a good job on the recruiting trail right now,
yeah,
um, which is great. And I think one thing I did say is I think it's a blessing in disguise we didn't have a bowl game because now we can just totally focus on how can we improve the roster, how can we improve every single area that we weren't very efficient in this year. So I think we're going to do it, and I got hope, and so I think year one's always tough when you inherit a program, but obviously you want to see the strides.
Zach, I think you had a good question about NIL and the portal.
Yeah, I was just curious, Bryn, your thoughts on, we've got teams like Indiana and Vanderbilt that just have sort of out of nowhere decided like it's time to invest in football. And
Hmm.
I think that was really promising about our school, right? We've decided it's been my dream since I was a little kid that we would be a football school just because
Me too.
living in Virginia, my dad took me. We had season tickets, and I grew up going to Kenan every weekend. And basketball I watched on TV, but football games I was in the stadium. It's just a different atmosphere, and I would love nothing more than to be a football school. But you've got these other universities that are having success because they've really invested, and their success is pretty immediate, and unfortunately for us, it's been a little bit slower. I know we were a little behind in the hiring cycle last year. Maybe that's a reason, but I would just love to know your thoughts on, do you see a reason for why we've been a little bit slower? And is there a way that our program can build sustainable success moving forward with this off season?
Yeah, it's such a great question. And I trust me, I write notes down every single game. And I think that's what kind of is my therapeutic release because I want us to be so good at football. I want this to be like I really want this to be the best football and basketball school in the country because I know it can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think we all have to have a little bit of patience, myself included. Um, but to answer your question, and looking at the landscape of NIL, there's one thing that I, as a coach, and I, as a leader, and even when I played, that when I was in a locker room with those guys, is you have to have a leader at the quarterback position
Mm.
that understands his role and his responsibilities to bring others with him and to lead and be in charge of a program. Um, if you look at Indiana, if you look at Vanderbilt, if you look at people that have portal success and have made transformations overnight, it's been one position,
Yeah.
that quarterback. Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, those guys are catalysts and they're leaders and they've bought in and they've rallied a team around them. I've always said the best teams that I've been on have been player led. The coach didn't have to say anything, and we were going to do the coaching, and they would give us the scheme, we would execute the scheme, and then we would hold everyone accountable if they didn't do their job. Not the coaches. The coaches were there to give you the blueprint and the game plan, but there has to be continuity. And I'm like, the word that drives me crazy is culture. Like it's an overused phrase. Well, the culture comes from who you bring in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like you get to go choose and handpick those guys. Oh well, we have to have a culture. Well, isn't your job as a leader to create that culture and have basically lieutenants underneath to say,
Yeah.
hey, look, this is exactly what we believe in. I don't care if you're my best friend. If you come in here eat McDonald's, you better get the heck out because that's not what we do here. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you keep making mistakes, the biggest form of pressure is peer pressure. And when I was a leader, it was accountability to do your job, to show up on time and do what you're asked to do. But that's got to come from the players. And the coach has to set that standard. And I think if you look at the teams that are having success, the coach's message is being preached by the players. And everyone is, and look, the culture is what the players build. And the players ultimately have to be the ones to make plays, but that starts with the head coach. And I think that's when you see teams have success. Like I love watching Notre Dame. I love watching Marcus Freeman coach. I love watching Dan Lanning's videos about Oregon because he's teaching core principles. Like I still get on my YouTube feeds of Saban talking about culture, Kirby Smart talking about culture. Like, yeah, that's the culture that they're creating. And you look at the success they're having. And I think that's where it starts for me is like, you got to have leaders that really believe and can hold people accountable and have tough
Yeah.
conversations. And I think
Yeah.
we have to have that. I really do. And I do think, and I'm being very honest and probably really critical, we're missing that piece.
Yeah. I don't think,
It's not there.
You're not
I
wrong.
don't, I don't think you're stating something that we also don't agree with.
You're not
Yeah. And,
wrong
and
there.
I would tell somebody if they ask me, look, the one thing I can't do is lie. So like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like we're missing
Yeah.
that piece. There's
Yeah.
there's a Drake May, there's a Sam Howell, there's those guys that kept the culture alive and they were the culture and we went as they went. And that's why it was fun watching teams. That's why I like watching really good football teams because we all pay hard earned money to see somebody's best effort. And that's
Yeah.
all we're asking. So
Yeah.
A coach shouldn't have to teach or have like energy, effort, and toughness shouldn't have to be something that you have to coach. As an athlete, that should be something that's inside you. Uh, just basic pride to be out there, to want to compete, to want to be your best out there. Just
yeah.
pride as an athlete.
Yeah.
It should, and just to piggyback on that, because I'm now getting fired up because I love this conversation. It's my favorite thing to talk about because look, I don't care that you can have all the talent in the world, but you're gonna be a terrible leader.
Yeah.
Like, and then nobody wants to follow you, and you're a jerk,
Yeah.
and you won't win. You won't win. And I think the biggest thing as a quarterback or anybody of leadership role, it's not just saying the quarterback. you got to understand that people are following you, and
Mhm.
people like I'll never forget. Like they said, being a quarterback or being a leader was a 24/7, 365 job. It is, and people are watching, and when it's very evident when you have a good one, and that's why I think the NIL success is very dependent on who you bring in
Mhm.
into your locker room.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Bryn, I've been saying the past couple of weeks, I don't know if you would agree with this, but to your point about the talent versus leadership, give me a team full of Jordan Ships and Will Hardys. And like I will be in Kenan every Saturday to cheer on a team
Hmm.
full of Jordan Ships and Will Hardys. Like,
That's it.
give me some dogs that play for the pride of the state and the university and hold their teammates accountable. I love Jordan Ships post game comments the past few weeks, just his accountability. And if there's anybody that needs some NIL, let's throw him the bag because I want him to stay in a Carolina
Agreed.
uniform.
I'm
What
the
did the
same way.
old Coastal Carolina coach say? He's like, "We got too many cats. We need more dogs."
That's right.
Yeah,
Man, I want dudes that are gonna freaking get after it, and like that's what we all want to watch is 4 quarters of nonstop come at you and go play ball. And so,
yeah, yeah, man. You've been so great today, Bryn. We really enjoyed our time with you. Is there anything else that Carolina football wise that we didn't cover that you want to talk about? Anything that I know uh, you're fired up right now, but
yeah,
I love it.
over here. Anything else you want to add?
yeah, yeah. I think just appreciation for you guys and the fan base. I don't know, you know, how I got so lucky to be connected with so many people, but the fans of Carolina have been so gracious to myself and my family,
Mhm.
and these relationships that you have, look, if you were told me at 35 I'd be doing the radio and having this opportunity, I would have been just ecstatic, and it's like I'm living my dream to still be a part of and have great conversations with you guys, and the fan base is just so special, and I want everyone that is getting recruited or thinking about North Carolina, the transfer portal, or even still there or thinking about leaving. You're an idiot if you leave. And you can build relationships that last for forever. And that's more than winning games. That's more than any type of money that you're going to make. It really is. And I think that's what's been so special is to connect with the fan base and how powerful this that interlocking NC and how much it means to me, and how appreciative I am for you guys. And look, you guys are the most loyal fan base, and especially, you guys just supporting the players nonstop, through good and bad. So I've learned that the last, probably what, 12 years I've been gone, more than that. It's just you every day you realize how special that place is.
Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting that you say that because as a kid, so I'm fourth generation Carolina grad. Just my dad, like I think about him and his closest friends over the years, were from his time at UNC, it seems. And like,
Hmm.
I mean, one of them's the closest thing I have to an uncle, and he's one of the main reasons why, along with my dad, why I grew up cheering for the Heels. I mean, we lived in different states, kind of far away, but we watched Carolina, and then like that's why I always wanted to go to Carolina to have those sorts of friendships, and then God blessed me with a great group of roommates and then classmates at UNC, and like those guys are some of the closest friendships that I still have, and we have a text thread that's been going on over a decade, and uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's just something special about Carolina that separates itself from other college experiences. So
Yeah,
you
likewise,
seem like
likewise.
you're an idiot if you leave.
Yeah, yeah. I've got season tickets with two guys that I'm really close with from my time at Carolina, and between the three of us we have 8 children now, and
Wow.
I've got four of them. Humble brag, I've got four of them. So,
Wow.
uh,
You
That's
but
guys
yeah,
rock,
awesome.
man.
Bryn, I have 4 daughters, so
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Jack.
this is how I cut loose. But hey,
Oh my
my
gosh.
girls, God bless them. They're what it's all about. I take them to the game, win or lose. They're walking out of the stadiums doing the Tar Heels chant, and I'm like, you're killing me, you know. But
It's
it's
like
just
salt on a wound a little bit.
it's really special to be able to go to the games with those guys and relive those days of being in dorm rooms and being on campus with them. But now we get to bring our little ones. We all have, yeah, all of our eight are 5 and under. So
Wow.
It's
it's a
wild, man.
blast. It's wild. Shout
Dude,
out
you gotta
section
get to,
120. It's pretty lit in
I,
section
dude,
120.
I'm gonna come to section 120 because I'm like, hey, you guys need zone coverage. Like, you gotta do basketball like 2-on-3. You guys gotta get some
Yeah,
zone coverage in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bryn,
half of them.
we call section 120 the no fly zone. No fly zone.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely
two
the
of them.
no-fly zone.
Hannah had two
Wow,
at
that's
home, and you
awesome.
had two with you this
What
year.
was that? What was that, Ben?
Hannah had two at home, and you had two with you this year, I think.
Yeah, I try. Well, there was a couple games we took the whole family. UVA game, we had all six of us at the game.
Wow,
So
man.
it's
Dang. Oh man.
it's a blast.
Um,
It's a blast.
Bryn, non-serious note here. Top five Thanksgiving side dishes tomorrow. What are
Oh,
yours?
oh, baby. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Before we
Dude.
close it out, you got to give us what's on the dinner plate.
Okay. Mac and cheese, dude. I don't care. Anytime mac and
Okay,
cheese.
okay.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. You can mix it all together. Green beans. I'm going sweet potato casserole.
Oh man. Yes.
And I will push that away from four. That might bounce to two because that thing's lethal.
That's a
Yeah.
Um,
bro.
Do you go marshmallows on top? Do you do?
Marshmallows on top. Have to.
Okay, yeah. Good, good,
Got
good,
to.
good, good.
My fiance's mom made them last year, and they were freaking incredible. Like, I couldn't get enough of them. And let's see, I'm done at four, guys. Like, I really
you
kind of
you
shut it
named four
down.
of my five.
He's got to be
What's the
able to
fifth? What's the fifth?
I
play
just said
Saturday if they need him,
I
Zach.
said homemade biscuits and butter, man. Just like a
Oh,
homemade
dude,
roll.
yes. Okay, I'm putting that. I'm homemade roll. That's
Yeah.
perfect. All right, I got another thing. I don't want to see if I'm the only one. I like mixing all mine up too, and just like sticking the fork in, like all that
Yeah,
stuff just mixed in. Like,
yeah,
I might be a sicko, but I love tasting all at once.
bro. Yeah, no. That's a yeah.
I only mix the mashed potatoes and gravy and turkey. Everything else has got to be. I can't have the gravy. I
Ah,
can't have the gravy in the sweet potato casserole, right?
yeah,
Like
that's what everyone's telling me. They're like, dude, you're a sicko. I'm like, man, it's good. I don't know. It's weird.
Do you do do you do the cranberry sauce or no?
I'm not a cranberry sauce guy.
And do you do, are you dressing or stuffing? What's
Oh, I'm dressing all day.
same. And
I'm dripping it in dressing.
yeah. And are you doing pumpkin or pecan pie or both?
Pumpkin pie.
first of all, it's pronounced pecan, but that's all right.
That's our Carolina education. Because
Yeah,
I've always said
educational
I've
game.
always said pecan.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that northeastern North Carolina, where my family's from.
Oh,
Pecan.
um, yeah. And so, put you on the spot. What is Bryn Renner thankful for this year?
Oh, I love
Man, it's been a great. That's man, you're getting all the good questions. Obviously, man. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is the best. He really has blessed me in so many ways. Very thankful for the life that I have and the friendships that I have, and so many people that have helped me along the way. And I just also think about like all the coaches. You're a knucklehead kid trying to get through life, and they take time out of your day. And I don't care what sport you coach. Football, baseball, basketball, soccer. Development of the youth, I think, is such a value add to all the coaches that I had, where they taught me so many core values. And obviously my family. My sister's the dance team coach at Carolina, so
it.
like that's a cool thing. And we get to go to the games together, and my family gets to experience that. And she has two kids now, and just so thankful for everything in my life. And look, I'm a guy that shoot. Guy's done so much for me. I don't know if I could ever thank him enough. So this is it's a really good year, and he's a great one up there.
Wow.
Amen.
Well, praise the Lord. Zach, I think Zach auditioned for the dance team when he was at Carolina. Oh man.
Maybe if I was
Oh,
Bryn was talking about entering college at 185, I was like, dang, man. I wish I was back to that weight. Four girls would do it to you, Bryn.
dude, four girls, and then this thing
Oh man.
that I'm
Be
gonna have.
awesome.
I wish I've won 85 since that day I entered.
I haven't seen 185 since the summer I've graduated from high school. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, Bryn, I know we kept you a little long, so we really appreciate your time, man. God bless you and your family. Hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving and hope you get to celebrate with a big Tar Heel win on Saturday.
Yeah, likewise, guys. I really appreciate it. Anytime you guys need me, I'm happy to jump on again. So appreciate you
Yeah,
guys
would
doing
love to have
this.
you back. Thank you so
Yeah.
Yeah,
much.
Take
awesome.
care, man. Have a great
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yep,
Happy
Yeah.
see you guys.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Go Heels.
Go
Go
Heels.
Heels.
Well, shout out to Bryn Renner for joining us, our very first guest.
That was awesome. That was electric.
That was
Yeah,
electric.
he got me fired up, man. Let's play right now. Let's put the
Dude,
hands in the dirt, spot the ball like Lane Kiffin says.
I don't know if I could qualify academically right now, but
How are we going to continue on the rest of this episode?
dude, yeah, I mean, geez, we still got a lot to talk about.
Wow, he
Oh,
got me so fired up. That was
dude,
electric, dude.
that was you need a motivational speaker to come talk to you,
Dude,
man.
we didn't even need the
Hook
questions.
in, man.
We didn't even need the questions. He was ready to roll. He's ready to put the pads on, put the
I
jock
feel
strap
like
on.
dude, I feel like I could run through a wall right now. Uh, oh man, I'm gonna go outside and tackle somebody. Zach, we got to transition though to basketball.
Okay.
I know that's hard.
Got to get my mind right. Does that mean we got to change
Um,
the background here?
oh yeah, we
Basketball.
have to change the background. Yeah,
Oh
changing the
my
background.
gosh.
Good gracious, sakes alive, Lord have. I'm fired up, man.
Oh. I'm
So
fired up about basketball too, though. I got a lot of thoughts on basketball.
dude, yeah, I'm fired up too. So Carolina improved to 6-0 with its 85 to 70 win over St. Bonaventure. Beat the Bonnies in the Fort Myers tip-off. Tar Heels are ranked 16th in the country. They continue action in Fort Myers Thanksgiving Day against Michigan State, the number 11 ranked Spartans at 4:30 p.m. on Fox Sports, not Fox News, but Fox Sports. And so it'll be a big game. I'll tell you what, Zach, there is something about Tom Izzo coach teams. I know it's amazing how much ESPN Dick Vitale used to love talking about Tom Izzo all the time and forgot how much Roy spanked him. But especially in that picture of the Michigan State team looking at Tyler Hansbrough in 2009 has been popping up this week on Twitter, so that's been
Hilarious.
fun, or X, I should say. But Spartans are 6-0. This matchup, in my opinion, is going to be the toughest matchup that Carolina's had thus far. Tougher than Kansas. Um,
And
it's
looking to be tougher than Kentucky.
yeah, this is a Tom Izzo type of team. Like this is like his DNA is like his fingerprints are all over this team. They're just very tough-minded, physical, veteran. They're a skill team, and I mean, obviously well coached. Um, I'm not. I want to be optimistic, but man, we have our work cut out for us against Michigan State. If we get the version of UNC that we got against St. Bonaventure in the first half, and that we got for most of the Navy game, we're in trouble, man. We are.
Yeah. So here's my thoughts. I agree with what Joan said on the broadcast in that by the time we got to that Navy game, I think the boys were just a little bored of being at home. And like, not that that's any excuse, but it's kind of like when a cat plays with a mouse and like, or like when you're watching Tom and Jerry and he like has, Tom has Jerry and he lets him go and he gets him again. He lets him go and he gets him again. Right. Like that game was never really in doubt. We just lost focus. And I think that happened in the St. Bonaventure game too, a little bit. I think playing down to the opponent, right? And that's something that we've got to work on. We got to make sure that we don't do that and play down to our opponent. But the really promising thing from both games is that in both games there have been times where the boys decided, all right, enough's enough. Like Caleb Wilson, Henry Vasar, it was like, all right, it's time to dunk on somebody. Like, it's time to finish this thing. And Michigan State, I think it'll be good because the boys will hopefully play up the whole time. I feel good about it. I think our team is really good, and win or lose, I feel good. I hope we win. I really wish we had Seth Trimble. I would feel totally different about this game if we had Seth. Um, to be able to lock down whoever that guy is. I don't know that much about Michigan State except for that one guy that's really really good. And it's going to be tough, but I think that there was a good Carolina crowd there the other night. Hopefully, I would think it's going to be a majority Carolina crowd, kind of small gym. Um,
I think 3,500.
yeah, yeah. It'll be a
Oh,
tight.
again, man, that roof looked
Yeah,
blue, bro. Um,
yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and I think our boys can bang a little bit. We're tougher. I thought St. Bonaventure was a good matchup. I mean, that guy. What was his name? What was
Bryn
the Mitchell, right? Uh,
Renner, 6'8", 270.
yeah, I learned today that he had only played 1 year of high school basketball. Before that, he was a hockey player.
Yeah,
He's
he's
from
from
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, and he was good, man. He had a really quick first step, great spin move, and it's good to play a team like that where you kind of knew we were going to win the game. They had that guy and the Simmons kid that were scoring on us, but nobody else was really going to do anything. But to have that experience of like, okay, this is what it's like to have a big boy sort of bang around down low, and I thought our guys handled themselves pretty well. And Vasar, ever since I was getting on him about rebounding, he's been doing a much better job.
He told me he was listening to the pod, Zach, and
Yeah.
getting after him, getting
I
him
pissed
good.
him off.
Yeah. Um,
That sorry, real quick. There was the one play where he did like an up and under layup, and I was watching with my boys Eli and JP last night. I was like, how does a 7-footer do that? That was impressive.
extremely skilled.
Yeah,
And I think that European style game, um, just it's amazing how perimeter oriented those big guys are, how they can shoot, how they can handle the ball, put it on the deck, pass
yeah.
it. I mean, and just their agility too, and how they can move. Just
Luca's no look pass.
oh
Oh
man, that
my
was beautiful.
gracious day.
I know I had to pick my jaw up off the floor and get it. Um, Zach, I think the concerning part last night was um, we're up 23-12 midway
Mm,
through the first half, and then we just kind of relax, and they bring the physicality, the effort, and the aggression,
yeah,
and they're out playing us, out hustling us, and just want it more. They tie the game at 28-28 um, on a 16-5 run, and um, we weren't able to really create any separation until Jaron Stevenson, I think 6 minutes into the second half, he scored to put us up 11. And then,
I love that kid. By the way, I
oh
told
man,
you he's the X factor on this team, and I love his aggressiveness and just what he does to this team. Sorry.
his ability to defend multiple positions, the length that he brings, I don't think people realize how valuable he is to this.
Oh man, he's like one of my favorite players on this team.
Um,
Watching him.
Zach, obviously Henry and Caleb, those two, they deserve every ounce of praise that they have gotten the last few games. Both just were, I think, they combined for 44 points, 27 rebounds. Obviously, they're going to have a tougher task ahead, but I mean, that was a big front line that St. Bonaventure had. 6'11", and then Frank Mitchell, who's 6'8", 270, reminiscent of DJ Burns.
Yeah,
So, uh, really proud of Henry Vasar and Caleb Wilson and what they provided. But we'd be remiss if we did not talk about Derek Dixon.
yeah, yeah.
So Tyan Evans picks up his fourth foul, I believe is the 13:02 mark, and Derek Dixon handled the point for us for almost 8 minutes. He stayed in there till the 5:25 mark, which is when they put Evans back in to spell him. But We were up 13, and we were able when Dixon went in, and we were able to extend the lead out to 20. And just, I think the thing that impressed me the most, he's so he has a very unflappable way about him. He does not the moment's not too big for him. He doesn't look scared out there. He brought a very steady, stabilizing presence to the court, and that's what we need. And the fact that we have that with a freshman guard, um, that's just, I mean, that's people don't understand how important and valuable that is to a team. And man, I think Rothstein, who Carolina fans,
I cannot stand him.
I know, but he had a great comment last night. He said, "Now's the time to buy
Yeah,
stock."
buy stock now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I give him his kudos on that. So um, I don't want people to miss the boat on Dixon. I mean, the dude's gonna be a stud, man.
He has a great shot too. Like uh you almost don't expect it when the ball goes up, but he's shot the ball pretty well from three this year, which really helps us. And I'm I'm impressed with him, and I'm disappointed that Evans seems to get himself in a lot of foul trouble. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
That's what back to back games where he's been in pretty significant foul trouble, and we can't have that from our point guard. I mean, we certainly we certainly cannot have it from our post players this year either, because holy smokes, the backups are not great. Zayden High is, whoo,
whew.
yeah, he's terrible. Sorry, I shouldn't be that harsh, but man, he was terrible.
Well, not just that, Zach. I mean, I'm thinking like it's amazing to see how effective Derek Dixon was, and uh, I know Hubert's trying to build depth, build a rotation, play several guys.
Mhm.
Man, I really feel like we need more from Jonathan Powell and
Yeah,
more from Jaden Young and possibly even Isaiah Dennis. Thankfully, it looks like Seth Trimble was not wearing a cast last night. He was wearing a brace, so that tells me he must be making progress, must be healing well and recovering well.
yeah.
So hopefully we'll get him back around Christmas or sometime around that. Um,
Why does Powell fade away every time he shoots the ball?
yeah, that
I want to see him set his feet, because he's a pretty good shooter. He's supposed to be a really good shooter. I mean, he set the like freshman Big 12 3-point record last year with 64 threes or something like that.
yeah.
Set your feet. Why he's always falling out of bounds.
Another thing too, uh, which really frustrates me, is how he can lose track of his man and have a hard time
Yeah.
in front of his defender, and that's where we're really missing Seth right now in terms of perimeter on ball defender, and he's essential to our success. So
Yeah.
we're gonna need him back soon, and I'm glad he is not out too much longer, God willing.
Yeah.
Uh,
My last complaint about last night, real quick, was and he started doing a better job at the end of the game, but Caleb has to pass the ball. Like, I understand he's very good, and he is, I've been all aboard the Caleb train, and he
yeah,
still had a great game last night. But he has to decide when he gets the ball, because now that there's film on this, right? He really struggled against the double team,
yeah,
and he kept trying. It was like watching Hansbrough. It was like a black hole. The ball went in and it never came back out. And he has to either make that really quick first step before the guy comes over to play help defense and get to the rim, or he has to let the guy crash and dish back out to somebody who's wide open on the perimeter. That's just good offense, right? Either
yeah,
either make your move, or if you get doubled, go back out and reset, and somebody else is going to be open. And he kept trying to force shots,
yeah.
and he is
Weren't there?
talented. He's talented, but we have a lot of talented people on this team, and he has to trust them, right? I need him to know his game. Go quick to the rim or in and out, rotate the ball, right? Get an easier shot. That was very frustrating there. There was a stretch kind of in the middle of the game, sort of at the end of the first half, beginning of the second half, where he just like didn't pass the ball when it
Mhm.
went inside, and I was getting frustrated.
Yeah. Um, so about Michigan State, Izzo's got another solid squad. Um, this team this is a contender, in my opinion. Saw how they took it to uh, Kentucky, and they also beat Arkansas. So, two solid wins over ranked opponents, led by senior forward Jackson Kohler, who's averaging almost double double at 15 points, 9.5 rebounds. He's going to be a load for us. And then junior forward Cone Carr, um, who's averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds. And this guy's the engine that makes them go. Sophomore point guard Jeremy Fears. This dude, this is like, you don't see this too often. Almost 11 points and 10 assists a game. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just so we're gonna have to find a way to frustrate him, force
Did you
him,
say 10 assists? Holy smokes.
yeah, force him into turnovers. Again, this is where we really miss Trimble. So our Kyan Evans is gonna have his work cut out for him. My
Mm.
uh, my dad had a great idea. I don't know if he's got Hubert on speed dial, but what about trying to put Jaron Stevenson on him?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I thought that was a great idea. You saw how when he was at Alabama and they put him on RJ Davis some and how he frustrated RJ. I mean, like he can defend guards.
Hmm.
Um, and that I mean, who wants to shoot over 6'10", 6'11" every possession?
Yeah.
Pass over like that's gonna cut off some passing lanes. Um, they also have a senior center, Carson Cooper, who's solid, averaging 10 points, almost 6 rebounds. So Izzo's got, they're very well balanced and talented and well coached. I mean, we're gonna have the work cut out for us Saturday and I mean Thursday, tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Tomorrow, 4:30.
it's Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, but this is a Thanksgiving edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have our. Man, I'm so excited after talking to Bryn Renner. I don't even know what day.
What yeah, I wish it was Saturday. I wish we were suiting up. Let's go.
Oh man, yeah, but
Uh
I'm not going to Carter Finley. I'm not gonna sit in that cesspool. Are you kidding me?
no.
Uh,
I've had friends get their cars keyed, fake parking spots, ended up getting tickets.
mm,
It's brutal over there. But
no
one of
thanks.
my one of my keys for tomorrow's game, I think is really going to be important, is just staying out of foul trouble. Like
Yeah,
Michigan State is going to play, as you said, sort of that Izzo brand basketball, tough, physical, pushing bodies around, right? And we've got to be able to adjust to the way that the game is officiated. Are they going to call it tight? And if they call it tight, then we need to be taking the ball to the rim.
Caleb Wilson's gonna have to be careful. I've noticed
Yeah,
he can have a
yeah,
tendency to pick up some quick early fouls. He's so aggressive, and I love his effort. But this is the sort of game where we really need him. Where
yeah. I feel like there's some plays where he and Evans get fouls because they're trying to be aggressive in order to make a highlight. Like the fourth foul on Evans last night, where he like tried to wrap around, do the wrap around, like tap the ball out kind of trick. I get it, but we didn't need to do that up double
just stay in
digits.
front of your man.
Yeah,
Defense would always get ups get upset about guys overplaying. I think that was one of his pet peeves, and it gets you out of position, and it gets the defense out of position, and you want to play good team defense, and part of that is just doing your basic assignment is to defend your man, and
yeah.
that's what we need to do, and defend without fouling, which is so.
Move your feet.
But it's going to be a great opportunity. It's going to be a great early test for our team. Zach, we asked Bryn, but what are your top five? Or wait, so real quick, what's your prediction for Carolina, Michigan State?
Oh wow, we gotta do basketball predictions now. Man, that's tough. Like, how do you
That's
pick
a big one. We gotta do that. I might upset a few people, but
80 to 73 heels?
80 to 73 heels.
We're going undefeated.
Oh man, I've got Michigan State 72 to 67.
Oof, 67, man.
Uh,
That'd be brutal.
mm,
It could happen.
Yeah, might be a long trip home from Fort Myers. So
I just
favorite,
want to see him play tough.
I know, man. Yeah, I want to see Tom Izzo whining and crying on the sidelines and us win, but
Yeah.
I just
Should have
don't.
beat him last year if it wasn't for Cadeau missing that layup. But
Hmm.
Glad he's gone, along with his mother and her social media
Mm.
page.
Oh man. Wow. I know. Well, what are you thankful for, Zach? No, I'm kidding. What are your Thanksgiving side dishes? Top five.
Dude, my top five, literally, Bryn was listing off everything that I wrote down on my page. I might have had a slightly different order. He was all over the mac and cheese, but mac and cheese is definitely number five for me. That's like my least favorite, but still in the top five. And then
Mm.
I've got green beans at four, just a homemade roll and butter at three, mashed potatoes and gravy at two. And Hannah is absolutely goated for her sweet potato casserole. Like, it is a known fact that Hannah is the only one that's allowed to make sweet potato casserole in this family because it is ridiculous. We home grow a lot of the vegetables. Like, a lot of the vegetables come from my family's garden or my dad. So sweet potatoes are all fresh. Green beans are always fresh, but the sweet potato casserole with pecans and the marshmallows with real bourbon in it, unreal. Hannah's the goat for that. That's my top five. What about you?
Man, you might have the FDA knocking on your door. Uh, so my top five. So I'll say this. I love the cornbread sausage dressing. I don't do stuff
Oh, that
dressing.
sounds really good.
Cornbread
We don't
sausage.
do that.
Uh, and sweet potato casserole. I'm an anti-marshmallow guy though. Uh,
What?
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I like my pecans and brown sugar and cinnamon and butter. I probably use more butter than Paula Deen. Yeah. So and we'll have Surgeon General um, talking to us after this show, I'm sure. But so that's two, I think, right? I've got
Yeah,
two.
two, two.
So I love squash casserole.
Okay.
I love squash casserole. So that's three. Uh, I would say four. This might sound weird, but oyster casserole.
Okay.
Yeah. So man,
With real oysters in it?
oh man, it's phenomenal, and it's got
Really?
oh bro, it'll set you free. And
I love oysters. I love oysters, but I've never had this.
my family's been doing that for years. And then you got to have homemade rolls too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Is
um,
there anything I like? It's one of those things like when you sit down and you just know it's going to be a good restaurant when they bring you the fresh bread and either butter or olive oil. That's just like bread and oil, bread and butter, man. I mean, it's incredible. What a combo.
yeah, I mean, God, Jesus could have chosen to multiply anything, but bread was one of the things that he chose to
That's
multiply.
right. That's
Uh,
right.
um,
Amen.
yeah. Hallelujah. So that's our top fives. How do you do your turkey, Zach?
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of the traditional way. So um now I have had the deep fried one and it's really good, but
You get from Bojangles?
not from Bojangles,
I'm just kidding.
um
That's
but
a yeah.
we do
Our
it
bathroom.
we do it oven roasted with a little lemon garlic butter.
Mm.
It's amazing. Rosemary. It's good. You know what's okay? Hot take here. I think the people who say that they don't like turkey but they like chicken are crazy. That's just dumb. It's I get that turkey can be a little bit drier, like
I
it's
just will not
more
celebrate the
risky,
holiday at all that day.
but
I
how
just
can it's like people look, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I prefer Coca-Cola. But I don't throw a fit when a restaurant has Pepsi. It's still good. It's like I get it. Well, you can have your favorite, but like, oh my goodness, turkey and chicken. Like for people that say they don't like turkey but they love chicken, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So
mm,
turkey
mm,
is amazing, and yes, oven roasted is the way to
mm.
go. What about you?
Yeah. So my mom taught me a trick to keep the turkey uh, juicy, moist, tender, just melt in your mouth, fall apart. Is um, to have cook it in a bag,
Mm,
season it with butter, salt, and pepper, and rosemary and thyme
yeah.
and all sorts of other good stuff. And I let that, and then I put apples, oranges,
Oh wow,
onions,
you bougie.
garlic, and and that's what we're cooking, and I've been doing that. So that's how we did the turkey,
That's
and
amazing.
you let that bad boy sit in there for a good chunk of time, and it's great. So, what are we thankful for? What are you and the rest of your family thankful for?
Yes. Well, of course, as Bryn said, of course, I am thankful for the Lord Jesus and for salvation in Christ. But specifically this year, two things come to mind. One, I'm thankful for baby Merritt, and haven't really talked about this on the pod, but she only has one kidney, and that's been sort of an adventure. And so I'm just thankful for her good health, and she's 9 months, yeah, 9 months now. So thankful for her and the addition of her to this family this past year. And I'm also just so thankful for our new home, move into our new single family home, having a yard, having it fenced in for the dogs and the kids. I'm really, really thankful for the way that the Lord has provided for us this year, and all blessings that are very, very undeserved. But I'm really thankful for that. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, like you, man, our salvation in Christ and just the grace that He continues to pour out on us each and every
Mm-hmm,
day, and those mercies that are new every morning. So
mm-hmm,
He's
mm-hmm.
just been really faithful to us to provide housing for us here in Northern Virginia, and just great community with His people here. And it's just been really a smooth transition from North Carolina to Virginia, and um, so just thankful for how he's provided for us here and just met us in so many different ways through challenging moments, even in health scares and different things, but how he's just been faithful through that whole season and this whole season, and yeah, just very thankful. And yeah, I'm also just excited and thankful that we get to do this podcast together. It's been a
Yeah,
love, fun hobby, and I've just really enjoyed
turn up.
talking Tar Heel football, basketball, and all sorts of other crazy fun things with you. So I'm thankful.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that.
And I'm thankful for the Tar Heels. They give us something to talk about, even if the good, bad, and ugly. We'll stay true.
I'm thankful that they give me an outlet for all of my emotions. I can exercise all of my human emotions.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, Zach, do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap things up here?
um, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, Ben, and excited for the sports week ahead. Love Thanksgiving week, basketball, football. What a great time. The weather is beautiful here right now. Today was absolutely gorgeous here in Central Virginia, but got the Christmas lights. Already got the Christmas tree up and decorated because the girls couldn't wait any longer. Got the Christmas lights out in the lawn. And so I'm just excited for the season. Can't wait to look forward to the Christmas season and Advent and all of that. So wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. That's for me.
You're gonna be one of the wise men in the nativity this year, aren't you?
No, no. Oh man, I'm a little nervous for next week, man. Next week I'm teaching about 50 to 60 middle school, high school. Well, it might be less than that. I there's more than when I first started, but I got to teach an auditorium full of them for 20 25 minutes on God's how the covenant that he made with Abraham was fulfilled in Christ. So trying to got to do my sermon prep for that. I'm a little nervous about that.
Oh, well, I got some Spark notes if you need those. No, I'm just kidding. You're gonna do great, brother. And yeah, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We hope y'all have a wonderful time celebrating the holiday. And go Heels, beat State. That covers both Michigan State and NC State, but we really want to beat NC State.
Yeah, beat Stank. NC Stank.
Yeah, yeah. Send those boys out to the pasture. Uh, have a great Thanksgiving. God bless.
Go Heels.
Go Heels.